And they're back. The airlines, the launch comp, the whack team, whatever you want to call it, I call them legends, have returned. Because we're finally done with that long stretch of launch immunity. So, we're going to see how they still hold up. Don't mean to spoil it for you, but very well, as expected. They stopped this stage, so, you know, if you don't have synergy characters, if you don't have current meta like Terra or Yang, if you missed out on Garland, all this great stuff, if you don't have Golbez, you don't need any of that stuff. These three just, they've always been great. There's not really much more to say about them. I think they've proven themselves over the past many fights. And in fact, I wanted to bring a Ramza friend instead of this Garland, just to really go back and just bring the whole setup, but I couldn't find a Ramza. I know Bard is going to be like, what, you couldn't find mine? Well, dude, you weren't logged in, so no, I couldn't find yours. Sorry, dude. It is what it is. And everyone else's friend supports, okay, it's Garlands, there's Golbez, and then there's Onion Knights and Gladios without the max Brave equipped, because people are still doing the Gladio cheese. So you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm not going to complain at all that this Garland is here, though, because this Garland burst effect is no joke, and adding more delays on top of what the other two were doing, great stuff. Something else I want to say, I don't want to step on anyone's toes here, because I'm not going to mention any names or single anyone out in particular, because it's just a disagreement, okay? It's not meant to be like a call out or whatever for anyone in particular, but I've heard from multiple people, multiple sources, saying that an airlines team, I'm just going to call it a launch comp, a launch team, whatever, is hard to set up and difficult to pull off for this stage. I'm going to just hard disagree on that, like as hard as possible, because this really was a stomp. And I barely had to think about it. That sounds like I'm bragging, but I'm not. I cannot stress enough just how carefree it was with this setup. Like, I didn't really feel like, okay, I really have to think and I really have to big brain this. No, it was just, they came in and destroyed like they always do. So I hard disagree on launch comps are tough for this stage. They're not, if you ask me. In fact, we didn't pay much attention to the orb. Really, the only amount of thought that really went into the orb was I just waited until it started to go down a little bit, and then I would pop the Pandemonium summon. You'll see it when it happens, but I'll just talk about it now. Waited for the orb to go down, and then I would pop the Pandemonium summon so that we could go in and rebuild the orb from where it was and build it back up. And that was it. That's the only contending that we ever had to do with the orb. Dark Knight Cecil wasn't even here for most of the fight. He threw one launch out and got the HP damage up, and now Garland has taken his place. He comes back at the end, but he didn't deal with the orb at all. Like, it didn't matter at that point. So I do not understand the claim that this team is hard to set up for this stage. I mean, look at it. I'm sorry, but look at that. Come on. Like, hard to set up. This team just shits damage. Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Yeah, I hard disagree. That's all I'm going to say. And no, this is not me throwing out a get good at other people. That's not what this is at all. It's just expressing a different opinion. He is under half health and we are at 10 turns. So now, I mean, we're gonna have launches ready for most of the time. So let's just take advantage of them. Why wouldn't we? We've worn down the big one quite significantly. The smaller ones kind of need to be taken down too, which Splash is going to take care of for the most part. But there is going to be an instance where, well, not more than one instance where we're going to have to focus them, which is totally fine. It all works out. But even right now, this one has a launch. We have full Brave. We might as well just take advantage of it. Let's go. Okay, and we have another one on the right there, so we might as... And we have the other Gabranth call, that battery set. We might as well just take it, sure. Why not? It'll still be Keiss' turn after this. We should get all of our Brave back. Most of it, anyway. It's enough, I'd say. And then we can set up behind... Yep, behind you. You know, we can probably... Yeah, let's just go in now. Why not? Okay, the orbs are down to 2. Hit him with wind. Hit him with more wind. So that brings the orbs to 6. And even if need be, Garland's gonna be out pretty soon. He's got 2 turns in the summon. So like, I didn't end up having to utilize this, but what you could do, if it isn't going this smoothly for you, when Dark Knight Cecil comes back, his skill 1 does dark damage to all the targets. So that'll refresh the orb just fine. And we still have plenty of delay just between Cloud and Keiss alone. We still have 2 LDs left with Dark Knight Cecil. The point is, there's still a lot that I didn't even have to utilize to keep the upper hand. So even if you're trying to do this and it doesn't go quite this smoothly, you have other options with this setup to stay ahead of the game. It's yeah, I'm gonna say it's really not bad with this team. This team is really good for this stage. If I haven't mentioned that enough already. I'm just saying, like, this has always been one of my favorite teams to use, and I'm just really happy that, oh, hold on, this is gonna hurt like hell. Oh my god. The Garland EX into a launch. Yes. If we had a little bit more. That was almost 1 million. Not bad at all, Garland. Well, all of them are bleeding right now. We do need to focus this one on the right some more, because he's just under 30, and now from that, 18, my god. So yeah, so at this point, Dark Knight Cecil is going to come back right after Cloud does, which means, if need be, we can increase the orbs, but we don't need to. They're on the brink of death. So let's just win. Let's just hit them. Oh, we still have this left over. Thank you, Jack. We're gonna focus a... No, we're gonna hit you. Yeah, we'll hit you first. Which brings you down to a whopping 1%. These other ones have orbs. So this way we can just hard focus A. He's got the most. Because the skill 2 does a little bit of splash. And I realized that Cloud still has all of his C65s with the 2 launches available. So I could have HP attacked, but he was dead anyway. I figured we might as well just build it all and just overkill this one. Why not? Solid 19, I will take that for a team that is kind of old at this point and still going super strong. Well done, guys. You guys rule. Still. Alright. There's some airlines. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.